Hi, I'm Joe Pillett with
Rich Sands.
and we are your Pop Culture Mongers, and we're really excited because we went on a field trip. Where'd we go?
Boys in the Band.
On Broadway at the Brooke Atkinson's Theater. And we went together with our friend Bill. He has another playbill that has some of the stars' autographs on it because as real New Yorkers, we don't do that. He's from out of town. But what did you think?
I loved it. I was very apprehensive going into it.
Me too.
I had seen the movie a long time ago when I was in my 20s and was kind of horrified at the extremely self-loathing characteristics of most of the characters and didn't know what to expect. I knew they weren't updating it, so I didn't know how they were going to handle that in 2018.
And for those of you who don't know, Boys in the Band is a play that was made into a movie. It premiered on Broadway in 1968. It was a big success. They made a movie pretty much right away in 1970, and it was made before Stonewall and those riots and the attention to kind of the challenges that being gay in New York City offered. And it's about a group of friends who celebrate one of their friends' birthdays, and they're very catty. They pick on each other, and it goes from just some fun jokes about being late to some very biting, decisive, mean-spirited jokes. And we really, when you say apprehensive, I was so excited that Jim Parsons and Andrew Reynolds and Zachary Quinto, Matt Bomer, Tuck Watkins, and Charlie Carver from Desperate Housewives were in there. We were so excited about that cast that we got the tickets. And then after I realized what the show was about, I got a little nervous. I'm like, we paying all this money to go, and then we're gonna walk out and being really, really angry. But nothing could be further from the truth, because what they did really well is it's a rare instance, at least for us as gay men, to see people in characters where the main character was Jim Parsons, and he gets a little drunk and starts to not overact, but starts to get carried away dramatically.
Very bitchy and mean to his friends.
And we've been in situations where I've been that person,
You?
7 or 12 times in my 20s, 30s, 40s. Shut up, I'm old. But the point being that we've all kind of been this person. I read an article about Andrew Reynolds, and what he talked about is with your close friends, you can completely let your guard down, and you can address them in a funny way about something that might be a flaw that not everyone knows about. And as long as it's funny, it's okay. And this goes from being okay to not okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's Jim Parsons' character uses the N-word in the story. There's a lot of really cruel behavior a game that they play during the party, which gets really cruel and forces several of the guys to really have breakdowns. It's vicious, but it's so well acted and produced, and I think you can sense where the characters are coming from, so you almost forgive their horrible behavior.
And what also, talking about the performances, there was a character, probably the second tier of the actors, probably I would call him the best featured actor role, was played by this guy,
Robin
DeJesus. I knew the DeJesus part, but I didn't remember the first name. But he has been in the Heights, and he has also been in Wicked, and he was in another show I'm forgetting. But he was nominated for 2 Tonys, and I'd never seen him before. And he was kind of, I would say, the Jack McFarlane equivalent. But they were all a bit Jack McFarlane. And if you think about Will and Grace, what makes it work is the balance between the straight guy and the over the top guy, straight guy being Will, and the same thing with Karen and Grace. There's one of them is always a straight person. In this show, nobody is a straight person, literally and figuratively, and this guy just comes and blows the roof off the place.
Well, I mean, the irony is he's the most effeminate, stereotypical gay person, and yet of this cast of people who have a lot of problems, he seems like he's probably the one who's best adjusted.
Yes, he totally, I think he owns who he is and he gets it.
Right. And other than Zachary Quinto, he gets some of the best zingers in the show.
And the really funny thing too is Zachary Quinto plays the guy whose birthday it is, so he's the last one to arrive. And by the time he gets on stage, you're really excited for him to show up. He gets there and he's not there all that long, but his presence is known. He did a phenomenal job. Gotta say it.
And we were there for a very newsworthy performance last week.
And somebody put their phone on airplane mode so that they could easily record the curtain call. And what happened on that curtain call, Rich?
Mr. Jim Parsons tripped.
Same initials, by the way, Joe Pillett, Jim Parsons. Just saying.
Oh my God.
I want an Emmy too. or Tony.
So he tripped, hurt himself. They had to cancel that evening's performance. And he was doing subsequent performances with a boot and limping. There's a staircase on the set that he was going to have to climb. So I'm curious to see how that affects how they might stage the show until he fully recovers.
But let's just talk for a second about the set, because it's 1968 and it's like a bachelor pad in New York City, and the whole thing is like velour and velvet and carpeting and glass and just shiny. It looks a little bit like the gay version of, not Wayne's World, Austin Powers. It's like very Austin Powers. They really have to have I'm so about names today. Mike Myers show up and do a little skit that'd be really funny. Or Madonna sing "A Beautiful Stranger" on the set. But it's like a little staircase to go into like a sunken living room, and then a big staircase to go upstairs, and it's all open. And it's really like they do a little thing with they open some presents, so there's a little bit of like debris and stuff around from that. And we saw a preview, so maybe they're going to have to do something about that, have ribbons and not have any debris, because that's what he slipped on.
And one other thing that they need to do between previews and when they open is make a clearer line of sight into the shower that's on the set. We'll say no more about why.
Mm-hmm. But don't sit too far to the right or you'll miss it. His name's not Matt Bomer for nothing. That's all I'm gonna. And they came out afterwards, Zachary Quinto and Matt Bomer and a bunch of the other guys, and I have videos of that. So I'll probably do some images. And by the way, how's everybody enjoying the new editing with the videos, huh? That means like when we do something wrong, or we look at the floor, or we stutter, or something. That's what I'm doing.
Never.
Okay, I'm gonna take that part out.
Okay.
Maybe not. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. We're up to 22. Maybe we can hit 30 before Memorial Day.
And follow us on Facebook, Pop Culture Monger page there.
Yeah, like we won't even consider getting to 3 digits until next year at this rate. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great day.